Hi, this is Jack. This is my bar by bar review of the S&P 500 futures contract for December 11th, 2024. Today is Wednesday, and the first bar of the day, bar 1, is a big gap up from yesterday. We've been in a bear channel, and yesterday we tested last month's high and yesterday's low and broke out below it. And we broke out last week's low, broke out of last week's low as well, only to reverse up from it at the end of the day yesterday. And I think this rally may have flipped the market to always and long because we have a micro double bottom and a double bottom higher low with a strong bull reversal bar on 78 with good follow through into the close above the EMA. And for that reason, I thought we would gap up. So today we have a big gap up, and it looks like we're testing the high of yesterday. You can see the small green dashed line here below the open. So we opened above yesterday's high, broke out below it, and reversed up, forming this bull reversal bar. Anytime I get a gap up or a gap down, and the first bar of the day is either a doji or a reversal bar like this, I always just ask myself, why? Why is this happening? Because we have a rally from 81. And if we're rallying here, we pulled back on the first bar. That's the first thing we did, and then we closed up here. So I always just kind of wonder how much follow through we're going to get for that reason, because we already have an implied pullback. So bar 1, always in long, big gap up, higher time frame EMA is here, and we're probably going to go higher, but we may need to go lower to test support here. We also have yesterday's high here that we're holding, but I wonder what's below bar 1. And bar 2 is a bear reversal bar, but is nearly entirely overlapping the prior bar. So probably buyers below and sellers above, tight trading range open, like most days. And then bar 3, channeling higher, a bull bar with a prominent tail. Good for the bulls, but not ideal, and probably more bullish than bearish. And then bar 4 is a climactic bar with an even bigger tail on the top of the bar. We have a lot of overlap here, and then we're breaking out here and pulling back into the bar. This could be a bull flag on a small time frame, but it's disappointing. You can't see it because I have it so zoomed in, but we have this pivot high, this major lower high from the bear channel here that we're testing on bar 4, and we reverse down after testing that. But bar 4 is pretty strong, and it's reasonable to look at this rally and think that we'll get a second leg up. More follow through on bar 5. It's an inside bar with strong close, probably going a little bit higher, but we may find sellers up here. And then bar 6 pulled back before it rallied. It closed above the prior bar, but not above bar 4. Clearly always in long. It's a 6 bar micro channel, and we probably need a pullback and a second leg up. So bar 7 is the start of the pullback, but we found buyers below 6. So the first reversal down will probably be minor. 7 was a reasonable stop entry signal bar for the bulls. It's a buy signal bar because it has a close above the midpoint. And 7 is a really good entry bar. So we're probably going to go higher. But if you look at this rally, we have a push up and then a pause, another push up, and then sideways. And now we have a third push up, which is a wedge. And it looks like we're breaking above this swing high, and we're probably going to go higher. We have a prior day's high here, this green line, and then even further above, we have a weekly high, a prior week's high here. And those could be magnets. And you can see this small dash red line here representing a prior day low, and that could be resistance as well, and that's not far away. So there's a lot going on here, and this rally is strong enough that it needs a second leg up, and it could be a leg in a trading range. Bar 9, good follow through, breakout follow through, 8 and 9. Clearly always in long, probably going higher, but little climactic. It could be a bull trend day, but we need to pull back because we're rallying pretty hard, and this is not going to be sustainable at the pace that we're going, so we need to pull back. And that's why we got 10. Trader sold to close of 9. It was good follow through. It's probably, that's what I thought. looks like it was 2 times the risk of any stop order traders that took this stop entry above 7. So good for the bulls, and now we're pulling back. We're about at the midpoint of this last leg up, but I suspect we'll go a little bit lower because bar 10 is reversing the close of these last 2 bars. Small tail, but I suspect we're going to pull back into this bar and then sell off, and that's what we did on 11. Weak close, very prominent tail on 11. So if you're a bear, you're probably disappointed with that close, and you'll probably look to take profits on your shorts with whatever sell-off we get, unless we start to race down below a major lower high like 7. Bar 12, channeling lower, but buyers below 11. And another weak close, smaller bar, smaller body. So the momentum and acceleration is slowing down here for the bears. We're closing below the stop entry signal bar high, 7. And that makes me think we may go lower. But because of the tails and implied pullbacks here on 10, 11, 12, it's a parabolic wedge, or at least 2 legs down on a smaller time frame. And for that reason, we may start to go sideways. Then we get 13, which is a really strong bull bar. It triggered the stop entry above 12, which was not a good buy signal bar. So we may not go very much higher before we pull back. But 13 is a really good buy signal bar. It's reasonable to buy the close with a stop below 12. Reasonable follow through, but doji on 14, which means we may start to go sideways. And then we did go sideways on 15 with an outside bar. Fairly weak close, and it's a doji bar, so we may find sellers up here, or sellers near the high close of 9. 16, good for the bulls, small follow-through bar, but tail, it's at least 2 or 3 legs up, implied legs, and we're about at the midpoint of this sell-off. And this sell-off could be strong enough that it needs a second leg down. You could argue that the bears were trapped, taking the stop entry on 15, because it reversed up. But this whole rally here could just be a complex 2-legged move as part of the pullback from this sell-off. Outside down 17, maybe going lower, but tail. So we could be at the bottom or near the bottom of the trading range. And that's why we got 18. 18 tells you that the bulls are not going down without a fight, and the bears are not as strong as they could be. We have bad follow-through after a bear breakout bar, and we're near support. We have support at the low close here, 7, 12, and now we're finding buyers below this outside bar. We also have a bit of an expanding triangle forming here. So there's a lot going on here, and it's confusing, which means we're probably in a trading range. I'd say it's a bull environment overall. Both EMAs are sloped up, and we're above both of them. We held yesterday's high, and now we have a bad follow-through bar after this reversal. And these reversals look minor. I think the most dominant feature of the day is the rally. There's a lot of strength in the rally, but the strength came late in the rally, which tells me it could be exhaustion. And we have a lot of overlap here and a lot of overlap here. But we don't have a lot of bear bars in this rally, which is good for the bulls. But we're starting to collect bear bars here, although 4 bull bars in a row here and only 1 bear bar. So the bears certainly are not as strong as they could be. Outside down 19, but micro double bottom and a tail tells me that we may find buyers here, and this may turn into a higher low at support. Breaking out on 20, but prominent tail. So it tells you that we may need to pull back before we rally. 21, not much of a pullback, and closing above 20. Testing the high close of 16, where we may find profit taking. Probably going higher. Deep pullback and inside bar 22. Still always in long. Definitely tight trading range, at least at this moment. And now we're getting a breakout on 23. 23 looks like a duplicate of 21, which is really good for the bulls because these are shaved bars, which means there's relentless buying into the close of the bar, which means that the bulls are probably totally in control. Clearly always in long, probably going higher. We're closing above the high close here on 9, which is good. We're going to get a breakout. Breakout and follow through 23, 24, definitely going higher. Small pause bar on 25, inside bar. and then another breakout bar on 26. Really strong rally here. It's 2 legs up, 1 sideways and 2. And we're getting close to this magnet, which is the prior day's high, where we may find profit taking. Deep pullback and a rally on 27, minimal follow through, but doji bar. We may need to pull back and test support here at the 9 high or the 9 close. 28 bear inside bar. We're probably going to pull back here and starting to channel down on 29, but prominent tail, so not much conviction for the bears. 30, reversal up from below 29, closing on its high, but I expect to find profit taking up here. But really, no reason to sell. Better to be long or flat. Looks like we tested the inside bar high and found buyers for a second leg up. Good stop entry bar for the bulls, 31, but tail. And now we're testing this magnet, a prior day high. We're also getting close to a big round number, 6,100, where we could find profit taking. But definitely always in long, most likely going higher. Not much of a pullback here. Looks like a small pullback, bull trend day. Inside bar, doji, 32. May need to pull back. And then we get 33, channeling higher, but doji. Bear breakout, but tail, probably going lower, but we're testing support, 27 close or high. Testing support again, channeling lower, failing to close below that point, but I suspect we will. And then 36 could be a give up bar, but it's a small bar. Probably going a little bit lower, but we're testing the stop entry signal bar for the bulls here on 30. We could be forming a tight trading range and we need to test the low of 30. 37, testing the low close of 29 and finding buyers, but doji bar, probably sellers above for a second leg down for the bears. It's 5 or 6 consecutive bars down. Good signal bar for the bulls, but I suspect sellers above, although really no reason to look to sell. It's clearly always in long, and selling has not been working today. Only buying has. So it's better to be a buyer with a stop down here. Good follow through, 39. It's a trend day. Probably going higher. Then a pause bar on 40 tells you we may be going sideways. Outside bar, maybe going lower. And then bull reversal bar, 42. Looks like 42 is trying to test the high of 38, the signal bar for the bulls. So we found buyers. I suspect we'll go higher. And then 43, getting the breakout, but big tail. Let's see the follow through. Not so good. Testing the high of the small tight trading range here that led to the last breakout, and we may need to go a little bit lower. 45, it's 2 legs down, implied. This time, we're closing right at these highs, and we may need to go lower. But instead, we're reversing up on 46. We have a bull signal bar. Reasonable stop entry for the bulls, but I suspect we may need to go more sideways. 47, another small doji bar, and then 48, getting the breakout. Good entry bar for the bulls, and let's see the follow through. Not so good. It's a bear bar, broke out above and reversed down. We tested the high of the signal bar and reversed up, but I suspect we'll go a little bit lower, sideways, and then 51, getting a bear breakout. This could be a bull give up bar. Bulls disappointed with the sideways movement up here, failing to get much above the big round number, 6,100. Remember, we're also pretty close, pretty close to this point of resistance, this prior day high here. So we may need to come test that magnet. 52, bull inside bar, and then a second leg down for the bears, 53. Climactic bar with a big tail, testing support, which could be a signal bar high here, either the doji bar or the bull bar here. We may need to go lower. Traders sold to close at 52, and they sold to close at 49. And that could be bulls just disappointed with the sideways movement, taking profit on their longs, and then probably looking to buy again lower. We have a spike pullback channel, and the channel is evolving into a trading range, and the low could be here, or maybe at support, the 9 high. Channeling lower, 54 with a gap down, probably going lower. Trying to go outside down, but mostly sideways on 55. I suspect we'll go lower. We may find buyers down here, or at least profit taking. Looks like profit taken by the bears, 56. We may go higher, but I suspect we'll go more lower. Failed bull breakout on 57, might be going higher. We tested the EMA and reversed down, which is bearish. Strong bull inside bar, probably going to get the bull breakout. Outside bar, bull bar, maybe going higher. 60, trying to get the bull breakout, but lots of overlap in this rally. It's 4 bars, 4 consecutive bull bars, which is good, but there's a lot of overlap. Inside bars, outside bars. It's a tight trading range and an overall trading range here. So probably sellers somewhere up here and buyers somewhere down here. 61, channeling up. Good bull breakout bar on 62. Probably going higher, but getting close to where the bears started selling closes, which is probably why we went outside down on 63. Weak close on 63. It's probably trying to test either one of these inside bars. Well, I guess there's only one, or this outside bar here, and the EMA. I suspect we'll go a little bit lower. And then 64, bear breakout bar. 64, right near the bottom of the range, so we may find buyers down here. But reasonable to expect a second leg down. We do have an implied second leg down here with the tail of 63 and the small tail on the top of 64. Pause bar, channeling lower, and then bull reversal on 66. Right back to the middle of the range, probably going higher, but tight trading range overall. Good follow through, probably going higher. Deep pullback, but buyers below 67. 69, bull inside bar, suspect will go higher. Bear inside bar, tight trading range, probably buyers below and sellers above. 71, breaking out to the downside, but small bar, and then bulls reverse it up on 72. 72, probably going higher. It's 1, pullback 2. 2 could be subdivided into 2 smaller legs. Instead, we went outside down 73. 73 is a big bar. 2 bar reversal triggered the sell, so we may go lower, but instead we found buyers. We may just go sideways into the close here. This is pretty disappointing for the bulls and the bears. On what was a trend day, looks like now is turning into just a sideways market into the close. But good signal bar for the bulls, reasonable to take the stop entry with a stop down here, here, or here. We do have some sort of bull channel happening here. You could argue something like this. So probably going a little bit higher, but probably going to be disappointing. And instead, trader sold the close of that bar. 75 is a big bar down. We're just alternating now between bull, bear, probably going lower, but bottom of the range, probably going to be disappointing follow through. So 76 is disappointing. Probably sellers above, instead sellers at the close. Maybe going lower, but probably going to be disappointing. Climactic breakout, 78. And then we channeled down lower into the close. Overall, pretty interesting day. I was sick, so I didn't really watch the market too much. Really tricky to read the last half of the day here. Quite bullish, surprisingly bullish for the first part of the day. And I did watch the market until about here, I think. I just wasn't feeling it, so I just gave it up for the day. And yeah, pretty clear spike, two-legged pullback near the EMA. Another spike, pullback, channel. And then a tight trading range all through here. And yeah, that's my read. So thanks for watching.